Good evening all and welcome to another unintended collaboration here on All Hail the Ale. Tonight we are going for a beer that's going to have a, they're from the same brewery, you know, the two beers, and the name is going to be kind of a bit of a bastardisation of a book that most people of a certain age would be familiar with, and it was a bit of a manual for things that happen, otherwise known as the horizontal tango. I'm going to tell you the name of the beer now. It's The Joy of Death. Might give you a clue as to the names of the beers in question. Screw it, we'll show you anyway. We are having Pride and Joy combined with Life and Death. Two from Vocation today. So The Joy of Death. You know, couldn't think of anything slightly more amusing. That'll do nicely. So why did I choose these beers? Well, I like them both. I love the Stevie Ray Vaughan named Pride and Joy. It's light, it's mangoey, there's a little bit of resin going on, and it's a fairly sensible 5.3%. And Life and Death is a big juicy IPA, and it weighs in a lot higher. Well, I say a lot higher. It's higher at 6.5%. So what we're going to do? Well, we're going to start by mixing them roughly 50-50 in the Vocation glass. This one. And we'll see what happens, you know. Sometimes they're hit and a miss. Sometimes they're really nice. And we might just sort of even up the balance in favour of one or the other, just to kind of bring the best out and see what we get. So we're going to start with the Pride and Joy. And we're going to... that one, the blue one. We're going to have a little tiny taste just to remind ourselves of the expected flavours, and the pine resin is there up front. It's obvious, it's in your face, and yeah, it's just generally very, very nice indeed. So we're going to pour roughly 50-50. I'll say it's not an exact science, this. It's just me having a bit of a laugh, putting two beers together that you otherwise wouldn't ordinarily see. That's perhaps a little bit light on the 50-50. We've got a fair chunk of head coming out this one. And then we're going to go for some Life and Death IPA. There we go. This one should amplify everything. This one is similar to one of my favourites, which is the Magic Rock Cannonball, and in as much as the bitterness is right there. So the pour will be added directly to the glass, and let's top it up. So that's your beer in a glass. We've got a fairly hefty white head. It's pretty clear. There's a tiny bit of fridge haze. There's not a huge amount going on of the way of haze. Got a bit of carbonation rolling up the glass. And as for the aroma, it is pretty much a blend of the two. It's slightly creamy from the Life and Death. I've always found that a little bit creamy on the nose, and it still is. And the Pride and Joy always has a little bit of the resin going on. It doesn't translate heavily into the aroma of this one. Yeah, it's fairly standard in as much as I get a little bit of the hop, I get a little bit of the pine resin, I get a little bit of the creaminess from the Life and Death. Let's have a taste. Ooh. So I'm getting the bitterness from the Life and Death. It really has tamed the pine resin that you get in Pride and Joy, but you've got some of that creaminess that's still there. You've got a little bit of the mango. There's a really fairly sort of balanced tropical palate, if you will. What would I add to it? It is erring towards the bitter side of the Life and Death, so we're just going to top up a little bit on the Pride and Joy. I say a little bit. We'll fill the glass. hasn't altered the appearance in any way, shape or form. Has it changed the aroma? A little. It's a little bit less creamy, it's a little bit more verging on the tropical fruit now. More the mangoes coming through. Let's have a taste. In fact, let's get a bit of a swirl. It's not really working. That's evened it up. That is a better blend. You've got more balance across the two beers. You've got a little bit of that bitterness coming from the Life and Death. You've got more of the mango coming from the Pride and Joy. You've still got a tiny hint of the resin, just enough to let you know it's there. And that little bit of dryness on the finish that you get with the Pride and Joy is coming through now as well. And I think that, in roughly what, 2/3 of the Pride and Joy to 1/3 of the Life and Death, works quite well. So, what is the verdict on the Joy of Death? Well, I'm going to say, and it's not often that I would criticise my own creations. I say my own creations. I'm playing Dr. Frankenstein here. So they're not really my creations, it's just a blend of other people's creations. Quite often I find something that I really enjoy and I would happily go out and do again. But on this occasion, I think these two, the Life and Death and the Pride and Joy, stand better on their own. I love both of them. And Scott from Wonder Beer Wonder did pick Life and Death in his £4 for £6 challenge from Swigging Steve. And I can see why. You know, it's similar to the Cannonball. It's got properties about it that I love. That bitterness, that hoppiness, that just general all-round banging IPA. Can't fault it. Wouldn't really want to change it. And the same with the Pride and Joy. If you want something that's a little bit sweeter with the mango kind of side that comes out of it, and you love resin, then you're going to want this. It's... yeah, they are two banging beers that stand on their own and really don't need the unintended collaboration kind of helping hand, shall we say. So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, on this occasion, it's a swing and a miss, but I'm going to enjoy the rest of this beer anyway. So, ladies and gents, thanks for watching. Down there are some buttons. You got the like. Very much appreciate if you hit that one. Some comments, let me know what you think of this particular collaboration, or indeed the constituent beers. If you've tried them, let me know what you think. And of course there's that lovely big red subscribe button, or the pint glass in whichever corner of this window that it is in. Hit that, subscribe, and hit the bell to get some notifications for some more fun and games on All Hail the Ale. So thank you very much for watching. This has been The Beer. I've been Dr. Frankenstein tonight, and I will see you again soon for another video. Bye.